What are you doing here? I'm reading a book. It's The Three Little Pigs. It's one of my favorites. Have you read it? Do you want me to read it to you? Well, I will if you promise to do all the fun parts with me. You will? All right then. This is the story of the Three Little Pigs. The little one was the youngest. He always wears his baseball cap. He likes to play outside all day. The middle one was the only sister. She liked to wear bows in her hair and play dress up. Her favorite color was red. The oldest one was the big brother. He was very, very serious. He liked to do grown-up things, like work, and tell his brother and sister what to do. Now these three little pigs, they lived in a beautiful house with their mum. But one day, they decided they were getting older and it was time for them to go out on their own. So they went to their mum and they say, "Mum, we're big little piggies now. It's time for us to get our very own house." "Oh, my three little piggies, you can't go. You're my babies." And the little one said, "We're not babies anymore. We're big little piggies now." "But my little piggies, it's very dangerous out there. There's a big bad wolf who likes to eat up little piggies just like you." And the middle one said, "Don't worry, Mum. We're big little piggies now. We're not afraid of the big bad wolf." "Oh, my brave little piggies, who will protect you if I'm not there?" "Don't worry, Mum. We're big little piggies now. We can take care of ourselves." And with that, the three little pigs went off into the forest to make a world of their own. At first, they had loads of fun. They went fishing. They played games. They took naps in the sun. They climbed trees and played sword fights with the branches. But after a while, the older brother, who was very serious, said to his little brother and sister, "All right, yous, it's time for us to build a house." The little one said, "Oh, do we have to?" The oldest one replied, "You heard, Mum. There's a big bad wolf out there and we have to be ready." The middle one said, "I want a house of my own." And the little one replied, "Well, if she gets a house, I want a house of my own too." "Very well," said the oldest one. "Each one of us will build a house of our own." So the three of them went off to gather their own stuff for housemaking. Now the little one, he was very, very lazy. He wanted to build a house as quickly as he could so he could get back to playing. So he built a house out of straw. And when his older brother saw the house, he scolded his little brother. "That house is not safe. What if the big bad wolf comes for you?" And the little brother said, "I'm a big little piggy now. I'm not afraid of the big bad wolf. You can't tell me what to do." The middle sister wasn't lazy like her brother at all. She wanted her house to be very beautiful, so she built it out of wood. It was pink and blue with a shiny red door. It had two beautiful windows and flowers out front. When her older brother saw the house, he said, "My dear little sister, your house is so beautiful. You did a really good job. But I'm afraid the wood isn't very strong. What if the big bad wolf comes for you? You should have built this out of brick." She said to her older brother, "My dear brother, brick is so ugly. Besides, I'm a big little piggy now. I'm not afraid of the big bad wolf, and you can't tell me what to do." Now the oldest brother, he went off to build his house. He was very serious and very practical, and a lot of times not much fun. While his little brother and little sister went off and played, he spent many days building his house out of brick. And when he was done, he was very proud. It wasn't fast like his little brother, and it wasn't pretty like his little sister's house. But it was the strongest house in the entire forest. Like all good brothers and sisters do, they teased him for how serious he was. Then one day, while they were all outside playing, they saw the big bad wolf hiding behind a tree. And they all ran to their houses. Guys, this is my favorite part of the story. Are you ready to have fun with me? So the wolf went up to the little one's house first. That's the one that was made of straw. And he tried to open the door, but it was locked. So he banged on the door and he said, little pig, let me in." Can you try that with me? I want you to use your very scariest big bad wolf voice ever. You ready? Little pig, let me in." You try it now.
Little pig, let me in.
Very good. You guys are very scary. Now when he heard this, the youngest little piggy responded, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." Now let me hear you guys say that in your best little piggy voice ever. Ready? Go!
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Wow, you guys are great little piggies too. When the little pig refused to let the wolf in, he got really mad. And he yelled, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." Let me hear you guys say that with me in your best wolf voice. I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. Very good. I'm really scared. So what did the wolf do? Well, he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the straw house down. The little piggy was so scared that he ran all the way to his sister's house, the one made of wood. Now the wolf, he wasn't going to stop there. He followed the little one all the way to his sister's house. And he tried to open the door, but it was locked like the other one. So he banged on the door and said, little pig, let me in." But the youngest little piggy and his older sister both responded, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." You try it now.
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Excellent! So when the little piggies refused to let the wolf in, he got very angry. So he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the wooden house down. The two little piggies were so afraid they had to run all the way to their big brother's house. The big bad wolf followed the little one and his sister all the way to the big brother's house, the one made out of brick. And when he got there, he tried to open the door, but it was locked. So what did he say?
Little pig, let me in.
Very good. The little ones were very afraid. They had had both of their houses blown down. "Oh dear brother, what will we do? He's going to blow your house in." The oldest brother responded all by himself, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." The older brother just started to laugh. And the little one said, "Oh dear brother, why are you laughing? He'll do as he says." "I told you," the older brother said. "If you had built your house like I did, you would have had nothing to worry about. This house is made of brick. No matter how hard he blows, it won't fall down." "Hey, little piggies, didn't you hear me? I said I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. Go ahead and try it." So he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew as hard as he could, and nothing happened. So he decided to do it again. And he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew even harder than the first time, and nothing happened. So he tried it one last time. He huffed and he puffed and he blew as hard as he has ever blown in his entire life. And the three little piggies laughed. So the wolf sat down to catch his breath. And there's one thing about big bad wolves. They do not give up easily. He looked up at the big brick house and thought, no matter how much huffing and puffing I do, it's not gonna blow down. So he sat there until he saw it. He thought to himself, this house has a chimney. If I climb up on the roof, I can slide down the chimney, and then those little piggies will be mine. As the big bad wolf climbed up on the roof, the little piggies watched out the window. Oh dear brother, the wolf is climbing to the roof. He's going to come down the chimney, the little one said. Don't worry, said the oldest brother. I know what to do. So the oldest brother ran to the fireplace and he lit the fire. And when the wolf came down, he nearly burned his tail off. The wolf ran around in circles until the little piggies opened the door and let him run out. He found the very first bucket of water he could find and jumped in. And the little piggies laughed their chins off. From that day forward, the three little piggies decided they would live in the brick house together. And the big bad wolf never ever came back.